Hello and welcome back to the channel where as your official as of 2022 to 2023 season, your official king of the wild things, self-proclaimed but about to be legitimized, I'm going to tell you my plans for the 2023 season of Sawfest and the Wild Thing Shootout. So in order to do that, first we've got to open up this here package. This package was sent to me by none other than Eric Nickel. And now the King of the Wild Thing idea was completely me. Whenever I was making that video, King of the Wild Things, I really thought seriously about not titling it that, because that is kind of presumptuous and I felt like a arrogant asshole. But I said to myself, well, Bodie, you kind of are an arrogant asshole, so just own it. And so that's what I did. Well, it turns out that the Sawfest committee liked my King of the Wild Things idea so much that they have taken it a step further. Woo, look at this. You guys that like guns will recognize one of these. This started, these are known as Pelican cases because Pelican was the brand that really made them famous, right? But this is a Apache 2800. What people use them for in my line of work is as camera cases. We actually cut out the foam and put our camera equipment in there, so it's a nice, good, secure way to send it through airports, you know, the check bags and stuff like that. But the gun crowd really likes to put their nice, like 9mm in there and stuff. Woo-hoo-hoo! Let me show you the. This is genuinely awesome. Look at this, guys. Okay, what we have here is a scroll. Oh, this is too cool. Ah! Look at this. It says, King of the Wild Thing, the crown must be defended every October. And I'm to sign my name, and hopefully this will be a long list. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want to win it again next year. But it'd be cool if I wasn't the only king. Okay, it would. Yes, I want to be. I don't even want to be the only king. Let's be real about this. I want people to step up and build awesome saws out of these little wild things, because the cheap saw challenge is one thing. Yeah, you know, that's pretty neat. That's a great idea. However, there's something about the wild thing that it has moxie. You know what I mean? You guys from up in New England, you understand that. The wild thing, it's got moxie. And there's an attitude with it. The saw itself is honestly not that bad. They tend to run pretty good if you got one and you know how to take care of it. But what we'll be doing with this is, let me get this tied back up first. And I can't multitask. Oh, I'm the worst multitasker on the planet. So what we'll be doing is every year the crown will pass to the new winner. If it's the same winner, we'll have another crowning ceremony, you know? But let's take a look at the crown. It's magical. It's magic. Look at it. Da-na-na. So, wow, that thing is great. Oh, and I love how it's got emerald green jewels in it. Hold on. We got to get this set up right. There's the seam. Oh, it's got two seams. Let's see how she fits. Ooh. Put a little bend into it. Oh. It's not so comfortable. How do I look? Well, I mean, I look great, I know. But, how does the crown look upon my head? Get a little bit more of an oval to it there. There we go. All right. So as your current reigning king of the wild things, I am declaring that I will, at Sawfest 2023, I will run Mufasa just the way he is, all right? I mean, with the nitrous. I don't have the nitrous on there right now. But the way it was built and won the crown last year. I'm going to run it the same chain, everything, all right? So you guys that are trying to beat Mufasa, you know what you have to beat. You can look at the videos and you can see. You can even replicate that the wood that I'm cutting in. I think it was an 8x8 poplar, I believe is what it was. And you'll see my times if you look at the video. I think I did down, up, down in like 7.49 seconds, something like that. But watch the video. So you'll know the benchmark to beat. However, if you watch the channel, you know that I have an alter ego. That alter ego's name is Hot Rod. And Hot Rod is more than a little bit miffed that Bodhi is sitting here wearing the crown. He feels like since he built the saw, he should be the one wearing the crown. And so therefore, Hot Rod is going to be building another wild thing to compete against Mufasa. And this wild thing doesn't have a handbrake. It's going to be, that's just a solid thing that Hot Rod will likely cut off. It's a little bit more dangerous. Definitely going to be a little bit more wild build. And Hot Rod will be running this one. So you'll see Bodhi, the current king of the wild things, going up against his alter ego, Hot Rod, running the other wild thing. So it's possible that Mufasa is going to lose, but he's going to be losing to Hot Rod with this wild thing right here, which both of us were really the same person. But I wanted to see if I could knock off this build myself. I set the standard, and I said, oh God, I feel like a douchebag even saying that, because, man, Eric Nickel built a really strong running saw. Joe built a really cool saw that was shitty in the cut on the day of. He has since fixed his problems. That saw is going to be really ripping, and I know that I've got a lot to compete with Joe, and I know that Eric is going to do some more to his as well. Then you have the outliers that either just had a bad day or they didn't take it very seriously. So one of those is Brennan Cass. Brennan, I think at this point, is going to step up his game, all right, and do a lot better. And then, of course, there's Bellhopper. Bellhopper put a lot of work into that wild thing that he did, But he had a bad day. It was running like crap. It was running really, really, really bad. And that's kind of the thing. Whenever you take these saws that are not really intended to be modified for high performance, and you make them very, very high performance, well, you get into issues and they don't run. You know, you're like, it runs great, but then you show up the day of, and it's finicky as can be to the weather changes and things. So, do I expect to lose this coming October at the 2023 Sawfest? No, I don't expect to lose. All right? And I know if you just take it on surface level right there, that's a bold statement, right? Because I know that there are better builders in this game than me. Also, we're going to see new builders, people that never tried building a Wild Thing. They're going to actually step up probably and try. You know, I mean, Garrett Barker might be one of them. Ethan Trainer might be one of them. Heck, we might see newcomers that never even came to Sawfest last year. It keeps growing, getting bigger and bigger. So my competition is going to be real. And I've got to take this serious if I want to maintain my crown. Now, what I do expect is that they are going to take it more seriously, and we'll see a lot fewer saws that are coming in and doing horrible runs, 12-second runs, you know. And because when you look at that, my saw and Eric's saw were, they were in the 7-second range, okay? That's screaming for one of these things. That's fast. But then the third place guy, I think it was either Dino Joe or it was Brennan Cass, I don't know. But the third place guy was like in 13-second round, 12 to 13 seconds. So those guys are the ones that I'm like, next year, instead of having 2 saws that are blowing everybody else away, I think we're going to have 7 and 8 saws that are really neck and neck. And that's going to be really cool. Oh, I can't forget to mention Doug Philbeck, Indiana Doug. Okay, I can't forget to mention him. He had a very hot Wild Thing built by Charlie Briscoe, but it blew up like a week before. So it was barely running. Is he going to make that mistake next year? I don't know. And I got to say, I'm tempted to say, I hope he messes up again. But no, I don't want that. I want it to be neck and neck. Every single Wild Thing, I'm going, ooh, am I going to maintain my title? Ooh, am I going to maintain my title? You know, I want that. And so, as much as I want to keep the crown, I can look at it honestly and say, it would be very fun to pass it on to someone else, you know? And so, it's all for fun anyways, and playing, but I also ran nitrous. I was the only person running nitrous, and I plan, definitely, there's going to be other people running nitrous, for sure. So, but, I can tell you this, and I'm going to keep it under wraps what I'm doing for the Wild Thing, as well as what I'm doing for the Cheap Saw Challenge with the MS 170 this year, right? Because I don't want a chance of people copying me. Like, that's why I kept the nitrous thing under wraps last year as well. I didn't tell anybody until, like, I think it was the week of Sawfest. I released a video of running on nitrous, and that I was actually going to run on nitrous. But this time, I think a lot of people are going to be on that bandwagon. Can't blame them. It works. And if you're allowed to run it, you're allowed to run it. So, do I expect to lose? No. I expect to win. I know what I'm going to do, and I know that as long as it doesn't blow up, whatever I do to this saw, or hot rod, whatever hot rod does to this saw, scar. Scar's the one that pushed Mufasa off the cliff. So I do know that this one, as long as everything goes according to a plan, is definitely going to beat Mufasa. All right? So easiest case scenario, Hot Rod will wear the crown instead of me. But I fully expect the competition to be much stiffer, much stiffer. And while I don't want to say that I expect to lose, because I honestly don't, I still expect to pull off a win. I really do. But if I do, this time it'll mean something, you know, because we set the bar with Mufasa. He runs great. And if anybody can beat that, they're already doing great. They're already doing great in my book, you know. And I look forward to it. The crown.